This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast, or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Hello and welcome back to College Rugby Saturday here on Oklahoma Sports Network. I'm your host, Matt Bowling, here with our play-by-play announcer, Gary Patterson, as the SNU women kick off against, or Pitt State, rather, kicks off to the SNU women.
All right, and SNU is back in their own half. They're running with the ball. Both of these teams are pretty inexperienced. Pitt State certainly does have the size advantage. What we have right now is that there was a knock-on, and so we will have a scrum. And it will be a Pitt State scrum, so it was the red team that knocked on. Pitt State is going from your left to your right, and they're in the red and gold. The number 8 picked up. She comes around the side. That's a good for. And SNU has stolen the ball. Their objective is to get the ball wide, which they have done. And their winger, a speedy little winger, and the offload has happened. And they're moving it down the field. She's got it. Does she have the wheels? Does she have the wheels? Yes! She has gone the length of the field for a score. Oh, that's an exciting start to the game. That'll wake you right up. And she dots down under the post. Now the kick will happen from directly in front of the post. What they're going to do is kick back into the field so that they don't have to retrieve the ball over the fence. And the kick is missed. So the score is 5-0. SNU.
For those who don't know, this SNU women's team is number 3 in the country, and they are pretty well rested, Gary. They last played 3 weeks ago.
I did not know that. All right, now the kick has to go 10 meters, but since red played the ball, the referee is going to allow it to play on. Red has had a ruck. She lost the ball. Yellow did not pick up cleanly. She knocked it on. So we will have another scrum. The size differential between the squads is substantial, and it's very obvious when they get together for the scrum. Pitt State has moved to a flat defensive line. They're coming up quickly. SNU is moving the ball wide. Again, the speedster gets the ball, and down the field she goes. The line break has happened. This time they snag her. She wasn't held, she picked up, but the flag is up, so she did go out of bounds. We're going to have a line out, and Pitt State will put the ball in. Again, the advantage of the team putting the ball in is they know how far down it's going, and they know when the ball is going to be thrown. The red team committed the infraction of going across the line out first and impeding the yellow team. The referee has blown a whistle. We have a straight arm penalty. Tackle has been made. It's the second one of those imposing runners. She's charging through the line, but they drove her out of bounds. So we'll have a line out again. I'm looking at that line out differential, and it looks like one team is playing against their little sisters. Good take by the SNU side. Look at that run. Look at that run. Wow. You knew from the oh, she's trying to catch her. From the moment she got her hands on the ball, she had every intent of going all the way. That was a beautiful example of taking the ball on the move and attacking the defensive line. So with that, that takes the score to 10-0. Let's see if she has more luck going into the win. And she did. The points were awarded. The score is now 12-0. Pitt State is going to have to start holding on to the ball and controlling the set pieces a little bit better. Otherwise, it's going to be a very long afternoon for them. It's a legal kick. It went 10 meters. Excellent job of fending with her free hand to keep them away from her body and the ball. SNU has made 10 meters. They've cleaned up the ball, and they moved again. Another line break. She could. Oh, she didn't go all the way, but she offloaded beautifully from the ground. Try under the post. Right now, it looks like one-way traffic.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, SNU last played 3 weeks ago. That game was at Texas State, and they won 128-0.
Well, that was a track meet. That was sprint training.
They seem to be on pace to come close, if not match that here today, as we're barely not even 10 minutes in, and it's already 17-0.
As I said, size does matter, but not nearly as much as technique and team play in rugby. That's why rugby has a position for players of all size, as long as they have the heart to get out on the field and try. We have a knock on there. The player did not catch the ball cleanly. It bounced off of her chest and off of her upper arm. A knock-on occurs whenever the ball hits a player's body from the tip of the shoulder to the tip of the fingers, and then it goes forward, it spills forward. That is a knock-on. So if the ball bounces off a player's head, that's not a knock-on. And another, this time they stole the scrum. There she sets sail again. She makes it around the corner. That young lady has got pace. She has serious pace. Outstanding. Matt, if we were keeping statistics on the number of yards or meters that a player gained, we'd have to have a Texas Instrument, a higher calculator for her. What the challenge for the team is now is to support a runner like that. And by that, I mean when they give her the ball now and she breaks free, they expect her to go the distance. So the tendency is to stop running and to watch her run. But when they get up against other teams who have players of equal capacity, they need to be with her whenever the other team tracks her down. So Pitt State is using the pick and drive. SNU was guilty of going down and killing the ball, not making it available for the Pitt State team. The ruck has been set. It was a clean ruck. SNU is driving them back in the tackle. The reason that's happening is that the larger runners for Pitt State are getting both feet together, and so the smaller tacklers are easily able to get underneath them and drive them back. If they would widen their stance, it would be significantly harder for the tacklers to take advantage of them like that. My suspicions are that those two second rows came from basketball or volleyball, which are two sports where bringing your base together and she's done it again. Here goes number 11. Outstanding run by the winger. Shed two tacklers. She's waiting to place the ball down until the referee tells her that she has to. This SNU side has got a lot of speed on the outside, and they take advantage of it. They know how to use it.
Gary, I don't think I've ever seen a team go into kill clock mode in the first 15 minutes of a game.
Well, it only makes sense, Matt. At this rate, they're going to pull a hamstring. Hamstring pulls are a very real issue now. All right, with that, the score is 10, 15, 20, 25, 29-0. That's a good take on the SNU part, and the offload, and another offload out of the tackle, a semi-line break, a break around the corner, another offload at the corner. The ball's coming back. They're keeping it alive. And there's your speedster. The ball went backwards. Play on. Getting it wide. She was not held. She sets. The speedster's got the ball. And she bounces off one, bounces off a second, sheds the third, and she scores. Okay. All right, so number 11, who's been scampering down this line, is named Trina Risotto. And I'm trying to catch the number. Of the young lady who just scored that. Is that 12? All right. Number 12 is Talesi Utafe. And so far, Talesi and Trina are tied with 2 scores each. Oh. Matt, we're going to have some competition here one way or another. Let's see if Trina beats Talesi in scores today. All right. Pitt State retains possession of their lineout. The ball was tapped back. The counter drive drove the ruck directly back into the scrum half's face. It was a very effective counter drive, but Pitt State did retain the ball. That was a good run up into contact. A good set, good solid ruck. Talesi was offside. Referee saw that. So Pitt State retains possession of the ball. Player was on the ground, played the ball back up to the player who was on their feet. So the penalty was called. Is SNU's ball. They tap, and they're going. They are off and running, shedding tacklers as they go. Referee called the gold for not being back 10. They were up early trying to stop the Red Runners. So he's pushing gold back. They're back now. And it's still SNU ball. The tap and go. They want to move it wide. Oh! Beautiful sidestep. And another, and she goes for the score. So that is the halftime. That score was from the fly half. So the halftime score is...
Well, it's only been 20 minutes, Gary. Do you think they're dividing it up into quarters because of the heat in order to give the teams a couple of extra breaks?
They did not make me aware of that before the match. And usually when that happens, the teams don't leave the field. Both teams have left the field, and Pitt State is actually sitting on the bench in the shade. This appears to be more of a halftime.
Well, that...
So the halftime score is 41-0. You know what? I think you're right. The referee just blew the whistle again. They're not going to have a halftime that short. So this would be a water break. So they're doing the water break at the quarter. Now, Matt, what did you say that other score was?
The score against Texas State?
Yeah.
128 to nothing.
128 to nothing. All right, let's see.
So they're on pace to top that.
They are. They are. They're on pace for 100 and
about 160, 164.
Yeah, 160, yeah. And now, obviously, fatigue is going to come in, and
yeah.
So they could be threatening it. But I put another player on my tally sheet. Number 11 has 2 scores. Number 12 has 2 scores. Number 10 has 1.
Current temperature here at Southern Nazarene is about 88 degrees. Very balmy day for mid-October, so it makes sense that the official would want to give the players some extra water breaks.
Again, player safety is paramount in rugby. It's as if the Southern Nazarene, oh, there she goes. Did they get her? No. There she goes. Talesi's gone. Talesi's gone. That's another for her.
And the SNU women's team have now outscored their male counterparts from the first game.
Number 10 on the SNU squad is Fanau Fakahua. So we have a 3-way scoring title between Trina, Funau, and Talesi. So Pitt State will kick off again. SNU sets the solid ruck platform again. Virtually everything is off of the ruck because they want to move this ball fast. You have an infringement. The SNU player used others of her players. She ran behind them and used them as a blocking shield. Referee adjudged that it was not intentional. It was accidental. So that's why it will be a gold scrum. All right, the Pitt State runner, she's now doing the offload. And the runner stopped in contact, and they made her pay for it. But they retained the possession. Again, Pitt State has retained the scrum. Players not going in. She didn't go in by herself, and they're retaining ball. That was a brutal hit laid on her by number 3. It will be SNU scrum. The ball was lost in the tackle there. I'm looking at this SNU back line, Matt, and that's like a murderer's row. You've got Fanal at the number 10. You've got Talesi at the number 12. You've got Trina out here. And that fullback is twice almost broke through herself. Who do you attack? Again, look at this. That was a beautiful move, a give and go. And she gives it up to Talesi. Gets another score. Score directly under the post. Now they made the last kick, right? They did not? Okay. All right, so the score is only 51-0. And they've got that cute little kicking tee ambassador working overtime. They made it. That little kid was going to be, he's going to be sleeping very well tonight.
No doubt about it. I mean, you think about it, he's probably got to take about twice as many steps to get the same distance as the players.
Absolutely. So in a refrain you've heard me say many times, Pitt State kicks off. It's a good kick, 10 meters. She fumbled, it went backwards. Ball's moved wide. Trina's out here. Trina's here. And number 7 does it herself. What was beautiful about that play, even though she wasn't needed, Trina followed her down the field. That's the support play this team is going to need when they advance in the Nationals. They will need that type of support play so that when they do get tracked down by the bigger schools, the faster schools, they've got support right there to put that ball to. And she did it again.
You know, Gary, we were kind of jokingly referencing a track meet earlier, but honestly, if I was Southern Nazarene's women's track and field coach, I might be taking a look at some of these players.
Matt, bite your tongue. Oh, here she goes again. Talesi has the ball. Oh, Trina, go. 5 steps, 3, 4, 5. Offloads. Oh, the support play is incredible. She sidesteps. She's got 2 to get through. And she does it! Yes! Oh no, they tracked her down. And she gave it up. Outstanding. Outstanding play. The sidesteps are just beautiful. Matt, I had no idea when I saw this team warming up the juggernaut that they are. This is just some beautiful, beautiful play. Outstanding example of running rugby.
Yeah, and recall, too, that this is SNU's first season playing 15s.
Now they are playing outstanding, beautiful rugby. Oh, look. Oh, my. Oh. Matt, in my years playing the game, I've been on the receiving end of games like this. And believe it or not, you start to focus on, can I make that one good tackle? Can I make that one good run? The little things become very, very important. So it's important for Pitt State not to get down on themselves. What I like is I'm not seeing them arguing amongst each other. They're being supportive. How did they kick that ball off and the referee wasn't up here? Oh, a little opportunism. Not only were they not getting down on each other, they're in a hurry to get started again. That's good to see. That's good heart. Well, it's another SNU scrum. They're set up to come down the near sideline. Look at what this player was looking at. Talesi and Trina, both on the same side. Here's that fullback I was telling you about, almost broke away, and there she goes. There she goes. I told you there's not one over there in that back line. There's not a soft spot anywhere. Now, have you noticed, Matt, that to start the game, Finau's kicking was a little shaky. She's had so much practice now that her kicks are very solid. They're going straight through. Another solid take. Another rumble through the line. Shedding tacklers. The offload was a little bit short, causing the knock-on. Pitt State gets to retain the ball. Incidentally, for those who may be keeping track, the score is now 74-0. I'm sorry? 79? Well, at the quarter break, we were at 41-0. And we've had 5 tries scored this quarter, and this is going to be 6. Okay, Talesi is running away with the title. She's got 6 scores so far. I still get 74. So you think I missed one? I missed a try?
Maybe. I mean, they've come in such quick succession that it's easy to see how one could have slipped through the cracks. We'll double check the score at halftime with the official.
All right. See, and this is how we could have missed one because I almost missed that one. So by my calculations, that would be 79. And the number 8 is rumbling. Just shedding tacklers left and right. But they've corralled the ball. All right, she set the ruck. And there goes the scrum half.
I saw that. You're not
Okay, that would be halftime.
That is indeed halftime. And we will double check the score again, but either way, it is a very lopsided affair here at SNU. We're going to take a quick break. Matt Bowling here alongside Gary Patterson. You're watching SNU Rugby on Oklahoma Sports Network.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
We come from different backgrounds, with diverse interests and unique learning styles. Finding classes that fit your individual needs isn't a challenge at Cameron University. A small campus and dedicated faculty ensures there's always someone close by to guide you on your journey. Your success is our success. Your education is our mission. At Cameron University, you're not a number, you're part of the family.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American Airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
The Earth is 70% water. 90% land. But the entire sky belongs to us.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others. Join the fight.
Welcome back. It is halftime here at Southern Nazarene as the SNU women's rugby team is facing off with Pitt State. And Gary, I always like to say, scoreboard doesn't always tell the whole story, but sometimes it does. And today is one of those times. It is a 91-0 halftime lead for SNU. They needed only a couple minutes to score their first try, and then they just kept rolling from there.
It has been a one-way traffic. Now, I will say this. There are a couple things that Pitt State can take away from this. Their team is still trying. They traveled a long way to get here, so to give up would have been really easy. They have not done so. They're still out there giving it their all. They have, on occasion, set very good rucks and protected their ball. So if they could build on that, I think that what's happening that makes things look a lot worse than they could is that Pitt State is trying to play an expansive game, and they don't have the horses for it, especially against a team like this. All right. So if you've got Clydesdales, then play a slower game that you can play to their strengths. Right? And it becomes very easy for them to know what to do. But when you're moving the ball wide and away from your strength, your big people, it's very difficult for them to make their presence felt in the game. So what I'd like to see is that I'd like to see Pitt State change and stop trying to run with the thoroughbreds and play their game. And play their game, reduce this game to a phone booth. And it makes ball handling easier, it makes decision making easier, and it will give your team a lift as you see yourself going down the field.
No doubt about it. Halftime, again, as we said in the first game, halftime is usually pretty short, no longer than 5 or 10 minutes, but it appears the official is giving them the full time here today because of the heat. It's about 88 degrees here in Bethany, Oklahoma.
As I had mentioned earlier, I was a part of a team that we were getting a drubbing like this. And so my words are coming from experience. In fact, we had actually nicknamed ourselves the Clydesdales because at 230 pounds, I was the lightest player on the team. And at halftime, I mean, they were laying it on us really good, and they were having a grand time. So at halftime, we decided that we were just going to play pick and drive rugby. And they only scored 45 points in that second half. Which sounds like a lot. That was a big victory for us. We only lost that game 109-0. It could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, speaking of triple-digit scores, SNU, their last game was a 128-0 win at Texas State 3 weeks ago. Got them the number 3 ranking in the latest national poll.
They should beat that by the end of the third quarter.
They're on pace to do it. All right, it looks like the teams are about ready to start the second half.
Well, unfortunately, there's not enough depth in the team that they could get the second team players on and get them some experience. And if you start asking your first team players to not score and to ease off the throttle, that's how players end up getting hurt. So this score is going to continue to climb. But in rugby, we ask no quarter, we give no quarter. And they'll still go out and have pizza afterwards.
Yeah, as you may have guessed by listening to us discuss some of these score lines, there is no mercy rule in rugby, so they will play the full 40 minutes here in the second half.
This is not soccer. Oh, they put the big girl in the back, and she's coming right up. There you go. Now notice when she came into contact, she stood up. Again, this is a trait from basketball, and you see basketball players do. Because in that sport, that's exactly what happens. But in rugby, it raises the center of gravity and makes you an easy target for the lower tackler. Here we go. Here we go. Look at this. It's as if they listened to my words. And notice how the yellow team is all compacted now. Their intent is to drive that ball down the field. Now they have to defend. Okay, so we had the first knock on. First knock on by the red team, and then the second knock on was by the gold. So it will be a gold scrum. And there's not even a pretense now of trying to move that ball wide by Pitt State. They're going straight down the field. Well, they put the ball wide, and the player got isolated. And now here they come. And a new scorer is heard from. Oh, there's no score. The referee indicated that it was a forward pass, so no score. So it's going to be a gold scrum on the 5-meter line. SNU scrum is going to try and make a statement here and push over the larger gold scrum. Pitt State has to watch. They collapsed that time. If the referee judges that they're collapsing intentionally to keep the pushover try from happening, he'll give a penalty try. But SNU is out to make a statement right now. And they get the kick away. Ball was fumbled backwards. And Trina takes off across the field. She cuts back in, sidesteps. She gets her score. So that's the opening score of the second half. Took a little bit longer than it did in the first half to get that score, so the adjustments that they made appear to be having an effect. She made it. That was a very good kick. Next score takes them over 100. It appears Pitt State is going to kick off to the far side, into the forwards. And they get it to the speedster outside. Look at her go.
So SNU has broken the century mark at 103-0 pending this kick. Gary, they've run so much. I almost wonder if their coach is even going to make them do conditioning next practice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. One thing is for certain. There's other bigger, stronger, faster teams out there. So condition is actually key for them to compete against those other teams. And there are still facets of their game that they have to work on. When you have outside speed like they have, it covers up a lot of ills. I'll tell you, Matt, what I am really, and that's good to see one of the props get a score. Interior people typically don't get a lot of scores, so it's good to see them getting their chance to shine in the sun. What impresses me so much about SNU are the obvious display of fundamentals. And by that, I'm talking about little things that sometimes they go overlooked. When the runner has the ball in is running, she has the ball in two hands. She goes into the tackle, she keeps her hands away from the body, the ball away from the body, and she keeps the ball in play. That's how they're able to do the offloading that they're doing. You'll notice that they give up the body and they'll reach around. They reach out and reach around the tackler and put the pass up to another runner who then is running unopposed. Those are fundamentals that in players from overseas, they've been playing the game since they were 2 years old, and they have them. But for women who've just taken up the game, it's just absolutely amazing. And just the ball carry that we just saw, sidesteps and then backhands to the support player. Absolutely beautiful play. This is a clinic in finesse and technique rugby.
And if you're just tuning in, no, what you see on the scoreboard is not a typo. It is 119-0 in favor of SNU.
So Pitt State has a scrum in a rare visitation to the SNU side of the field. Let's see if they like how it feels and stay there a while. That's excellent. we go. The big ladies are moving forward. And again, juggling the ball, but they're moving forward. All right, now we've got the ball carrier isolated, but help gets there. All right. They're hanging around down there now. Oh, she had good body position. They made a few meters. And they get the penalty. One of the SNU players reached in and took the ball out of the ruck. She got impatient. I think this may be the longest incursion that Pitt State has had into the SNU half. And she lost the ball in contact. And SNU is off and running again. Fullback's coming across. It's the same prop. A lot of times, players who play the prop position will go an entire season and not score. But then occasionally, some will get a taste for it and they'll score a lot. But what makes this unique is that she is scoring from 60 meters away. It looks like we've got another water break.
So just to draw a comparison, so the prop position in rugby then would be sort of like a defensive position in soccer. You know, the ones they don't.
No. You have a much better, closer comparison to football, American football. Mm-hmm. If you take the three positions of the scrum, two props and a hooker, and you get the interior three positions of a football line of scrimmage. You have the hooker is the center, and then what is it, the two tackles that come outside, or is it the guards?
It goes center, guard, tackle.
Okay, so the two guards and the center would be what the equivalent are of the front row.
Okay, so really then it's not like it's less like a defender scoring a goal in soccer, but more like an offensive lineman scoring a touchdown
That's
in football.
That's exactly it. That is exactly it.
Hey, we've seen that from time to time. Big man touchdowns. Gotta love them.
But how many times have you seen it by the same offensive tackle 3 times in a game?
Yeah, never.
Okay. That's what we're watching here. That's what we're watching. And the 2 second rows are the equivalent of the tackles. They are a little bit more mobile. They get out faster. What's happening here? Coach has come onto the field having a word with the referee. The only thing I can think might have happened is that the referee sent a player off because he thought that her health may have been compromised, and the coach is maybe arguing the position that it wasn't. If that was the case, the coach will lose because the referee has sole discretion as to whether a player gets sent off or not, especially for health reasons. Well, one player has continued to the bench. It appears that she doesn't agree with it, just by the body language. 124?
It is 124 to nothing, correct?
That would be correct.
Okay.
That would be
so
correct.
They did not make the kick after.
Just now they did make it.
Oh, so that would put us at 126, I think.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 7 is 35. 126. You're correct.
Well, as you see there, again, the scores come in such quick succession, it can be hard to keep track of them all.
You know, and as I'm thinking about it, they did not make that last kick. She went off to the left. It was wide left, I believe. So that's going to be 124. All right. And this makes it 129.
So that makes it
131.
131 to nothing. Apologies for the slight confusion, but SNU has now surpassed their point total from their last match.
I'm glad we weren't betting the over-under on this game. Trina. That's just beautiful. I mean, I want to explain what we just watched. Trina is a scorer. She has a scorer's mentality. Number 10 is a scorer with a scorer's mentality. Usually when these players get a break through the line, their mentality is to go and keep going. But when they tracked Trina down, she had no problem giving that ball up to the other player. She did it as if it's second nature. That is a well-coached player. Okay. I got 138. It appears that he has blown the game up.
Yeah, the players are heading to their benches. I don't think they're...
Well, he blew the double whistle, which usually signifies the end of the match.
They're not shaking hands yet.
Well, that's true.
This could just be another water break. I mean, the teams are still huddled up.
Yeah, they're still staying
as if they're going to be playing some more. So
right. But the SNU coaches, for this to be a brand new team, now to be fair and to be honest, a number of them have competed for a year or two in the 7th Circuit, and others have played high school rugby. I believe UConn still has a women's team. So it's not like they were bereft of experience. But I'm seeing skills here befitting of players far in advance of their years, especially the number of years that they played. They're just really a well-coached squad, and they all understand. They play very unselfishly. It is a beautiful thing to watch.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, as you said, this team is very fundamentally sound. They are well coached, and even with the score being what it is, I mean, sometimes you see when it's a blowout, teams kind of start taking their foot off the gas and maybe get a little sloppy. Not this team.
No, not at all.
So it looks like we will continue play as SNU is coming back out onto the field. I think there should only be about 10 or 15 minutes left in the match, because we started the second half a little before 3.
What I want to call your attention to is the Pitt State team coming back onto the field. And they willingly got up, and several of them were jogging back onto the field. That is just, I cannot give them big enough props for that. That's just great heart.
Yeah, you have to admire that.
It really, yeah. Jogging back to the field, no heads are down, everybody's heads are up, and they're ready to get back after it.
Absolutely. And, no one would really blame them for kind of mailing it in at this point. But,
not at all. They're trying.
Yeah.
They are giving it their go. All right, and they're maintaining the ruck, going forward. Now notice how that player is isolated. It took a while for that other support player to get there. If anything, it looks like the SNU side has taken their foot off the gas. Because when this game started, they would have been all over that. See, that player's isolated again. She's by herself. And they pounced on it. And off they go. Number 7 again. But another telltale sign for the coach over there. Their speedster just scored. But there were 2 Pitt State women who were down there trying to stop it. They didn't give up. They didn't start walking. They were down there trying to stop it. And fist bumping. Trina's going right through the middle of them. Oh, they got her. They got her. And she gave it up. Beautiful. Beautiful. They stole the ball. Look at that. Good tackle. Good offload. Oh, that was beautiful. Beautiful. The way she got up, got on side, and then stole the ball. Absolutely wonderful. We've got a player down, and
yeah, Pitt State player down.
Looks like she may have just gotten the wind knocked out of her. The players who are standing over her don't seem to be in too much distress. They're helping her up.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to tend to her for a little bit, so we'll take a quick break.
All righty.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
Welcome back. It looks like the injured player will remain in the game for Pitt State.
She's a hooker, and when your position is dead in the middle of that scrum, you got to be tough. And hookers are notoriously just tough, hard-nosed players, and she's back in there. Just got crushed, and she's back in the scrum. Tough, hard-nosed player. Oh. Did she get her? Oh, on the sideline. They forced her out. Referees putting everybody in proper alignment to where they should be. Pitt State took the line out and moving the ball. Give them credit because they have been supportive of each other at every stage. And SNU takes the ball, and they're off to the races. It's the prop again. What is that, 4 for her now?
And that gets them to 150.
Oh, Trina, show and go. Show and go. The defense bit, and she walked right through for a 60-meter try. Now, Matt, if I'm the coach, what I do is I substitute for my kicker. If something happens to your kicker here, you don't have a backup kicker who's got experience. She has mastered that kick, so it's now time to start getting other people in the fold who can kick, so in case something happens to her, just a turned ankle negates your ability to make that 3 points, which could be crucial in a game. And here we go again, right from the kickoff. Okay, I thought that Talesi had run away with this, but I noticed that they pulled her out of the game, but number 7's still in, and she is now tied Talesi for the number of goals. I'm at 166 now.
I am also at 166, so I believe we have it right.
Okay, Pitt State kicks off again. We have a knock on. Pitt State's ball. Can they press the advantage? Yeah, they knocked on. So the referee, Rod, will play the first knock on. It will be Pitt State ball in a scrum. Well, to their credit, that Pitt State scrum is still not breaking up. They're still holding firm. Oh, not the person you want to give that ball to. All right. All right. All right, so the tally so far. Trina has 6. I'm sorry. Trina has 5. Talesi has 6. Number 7 has 6. Number 1 has 3. All right, Pitt State will kick off again. They've got players yelling they want it. They want the kick. Clearly that frazzled the SNU player who couldn't get a handle on the ball. She must have been watching the defense come up on her. So it will be a Pitt State scrum. One, two, three. Matt, I don't know if you've noticed, but both teams have made an adjustment. They're not playing with a full complement of 15 players each side.
I had not noticed that, Gary. Why do you think that might be?
Well, I suspect when that one player went out, they may not have had substitutes. So it's not uncommon for a team, in order to keep the game going and keep it safe and secure, to play without a player. Wow. I'm looking, I'm counting the players now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are only 11 players out there for SNU. I thought that both sides started with full teams, but if they are only playing with 11s, that would explain the wide open running lanes that they're seeing. Wow. Oh, my. The outlet passing, the offloading. The winger came in drew the defense and then passed behind her to the winger. And they're still scrapping for that ball. Pitt State is taking that direct approach. Protected the ball. They're moving up. Oh, yeah, there you go. Pitt State was doing a good job of retaining their ball, sustaining the attack, and just illegal hands stymied that attack. Oh. And I believe that whistle does signify that the game is over. With a final score of 173-0. I would say it was a comprehensive win by SNU.
I would say the same. Just an absolute clinic put on by the number 3 team in the nation here today.
Well, Matt, it was a fine day of rugby. SNU Athletics has a lot to be proud of. I'm looking forward to that match of SNU men versus the OU men.
Yeah, that's my alma mater, so should be exciting.
Well, the OU men is the club that has the longest history in the state. They've been around for a while. They have been professionally coached in the past, and they have a very, very tight alumni community. So I will be very interested to see that match. But SNU is definitely going into it with their tails up and full confidence.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Men getting the 45-0 win over Oklahoma State earlier today in the first leg of our doubleheader.
So, in summary, what we have watched is over 200 points scored by SNU and 0 for the opposition today.
Yep.
That's pretty comprehensive.
Yep, and the SNU women in their last 2 matches have scored 301 points.
Wow. That's a lot of points.
That is a lot. Well, we thank you, those of you who joined us, whether you were here for one game or both games. We appreciate you joining us here on Oklahoma Sports Network for our College Rugby Saturday. Final scores: SNU men 45-0 over Oklahoma State, and the SNU women 173-0 over Pitt State. For our play-by-play announcer, Gary Patterson, I am Matt Bowling, wishing you all a great day from Bethany. You've been watching SNU Rugby on Oklahoma Sports Network.